listen over. You a queen when I less than I'm a gozy. Oh wami, oh wami. Oh wami, oh wami. Oh wami, oh wami. Oh wami, oh wami.
I don't know why haters be telling me to mind my business when they're out here not minding theirs. Shut your mouth and enjoy the tea. We all know you're here for it, sis. Hello my ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's a girl, I'm Shawani aka Miss Sphere Focal, bring back for entertainment. If it's your first time joining me, almost doing the welcome, please do subscribe and of course the bell. I absolutely love it. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram. It's at Owameshongwane, okay? Now my ninjas, today you guys, we're going to be talking about Jay Israel. I don't know if I should call him Pastor but I don't know, but I'm gonna just call him Jay Israel, you guys. This is no jab. If he ever watches this video, I respect you, sir. I just don't know which title, like I don't really know him like that. So yeah, Mr. Jay Israel is out here, you guys, and he's exposing Pastor Alph Lukau. Now oh man, I'm sorry you guys. Like the thing is, I'm just thinking of everything and I'm failing to hold myself now. If you hate it when I laugh, I'm sorry, but feel sorry for me because I damn well have flu and I'm out here trying to talk to you guys and bringing you all this information that I'm bringing you guys. So for me, yeah, you guys, like honestly, it is a bit funny. Like there are some funny aspects that I actually found that actually made me laugh. Like the fact that he exposed Pastor Alph Lukau and he is fleeing South Africa. So the latest video that I saw from him, or the video that I saw from him, which is recent, he was basically saying that, you know, they're not gonna find him. He ain't gonna be here in Mzansi. So even if they get their snipers or whatever, they're finding him, honey, okay? He's out here and he's fleeing South Africa like Ziguptas, okay? Like he out of here. He out of here. You guys, when I tell you that this corona, I feel like the thing with corona that actually happened is that I do feel like there's a reason why God allowed it. Do I believe that corona is from God? No, I do not. But I do believe, like, you know, God allows certain things to happen in our lives. And I feel like, you know, when situations come in our lives and they're supposed to be bad, God always has a way of turning them, and those situations, you know, end up actually being good for us. Basically, he's out here, you guys, and he is exposing everything. Now, when I'm saying exposing, it doesn't mean that I believe it. It also does not mean I don't believe it. I'm already just reporting you guys, whatever you go with, like that's a shendish boo. Now, of course, there's certain things that he did say that I'm just like, yeah, I've been knowing that, okay? And this doesn't even need someone to come out here and tell me this and this for me to actually know, because I ain't that stupid. So yeah, so basically, you guys, of course you guys know that last year there was this video that shocked the world of a man who went to church in a coffin, who was dead, and then, you know, there was a resurrection. Then of course there was some pedal back, and it was like, it was not a miracle, you know, it was not a resurrection. God had already started that process, honey. But however, as much as this person was alive, they still had to put that person in a coffin, because that's what they should do to your behind. If you die, you come back to life, they put you in a coffin still, you know, like, sure, that makes sense. But then anyway, what Mr. Jay Israel is saying is that, you guys, he's saying that Elliot is not dead, which is something that I did say. I did say I don't believe that Elliot is dead. So if you ever see Elliot, please do not be shocked, you know, because I get it, like seeing a dead man alive might be a bit shocking, but trust me, Elliot, in my opinion, is somewhere out there, probably in Zimbabwe or in another country, just living his life. And it's so unfortunate, you guys, because I do feel like his life has to have been interrupted like a lot, because it's now this guy who died and then came back to life, and then, you know, for days, like, now we need to know whoever's you and what actually happens, but we can't find him obviously. Now Mr. J Israel, you guys, is saying that that whole thing that actually happened was a stunt. Even went as bold as calling the CRL, if I'm not too mistaken, I think that's what they're called. Obviously this is the church organization that basically, you know, they deal with disputes of churches and stuff like that. Yeah, the way he spoke of them, you guys, I'm starting to look at the CRL like, because at the end of the day, I do feel like this is something that they also definitely have to look at, looking at the fact that J Israel was someone that was obviously a part of Pastor Alph Lukau's church, and not just a part, you guys, like he was very much involved. He is saying that he is actually the one that called the newspaper in Zim to publish that Elliot has died. He even said, I do have proof, please tell me any person who reported on that Elliot has died. Where were the pictures of his funeral? It makes common sense that this is a person who died and rose and then died again. Yeah, we're getting those pictures, boo-boo. He then said that let's get his family. So he was mentioning some people to say that these people knew about this and that. A lot just didn't make sense. Other than that, you guys do know that, you know, Elliot's employer, the time that this whole thing happened, Elliot's employer did say that, well, yeah, he's my employer here, but his name is not Elliot, you guys. So there was just a lot of loopholes in that whole shindig. He is also saying that, you know, the funeral parlor actually knew about this. If you guys do remember, the funeral parlor came out and trying to distance itself from the church and whatever. And if I remember one video that I said, I was like, I don't see them pursuing anything because I definitely feel like they will be paid, okay? They will settle out because they came out. I feel like they were just acting now to say we're going to sue, you know, we didn't know anything about this, blah, 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 whenever media was calling them and stuff like that. That was a whole flop and a fail at the highest level of degree, okay? Now, honestly, when it comes to the Elliot situation, it doesn't matter which pastor that is, which prophet or whatever, no matter where it had happened, I was going to call that Shende out, okay? Because on top of that, Elliot was breathing in the coffin. So I don't know, was that him coming back or was that him, like the resurrection started? Like, that was so tough. And then there were people who were still shouting there, like, yes, a miracle happened. Which miracle happened? And then after that, they even prepared Elliot food. That church, they have food in the church, you guys. Like, so I've never watched a single full service, not even full service, honestly. I don't watch, I've never watched. And so I did watch the resurrection thingy, or I don't know, it's so confusing, I don't even know what to call it, the non-resurrection miracle, I don't know. But yeah, I did see that, you know, he did actually eat. So I mean, if you've been dead for days, you gotta be starving, so they had to. But what Mr. J is saying that yeah, that was fake, none of that shit actually happened. And so he did actually go deeper, guys. He was talking about how, you know, Pastor Alph Lukau is basically sleeping with married women in his church. He did even mention one who said that, he said that this woman is basically what do they call this, like, oh, and I also do need to say this to protect myself, this obviously is alleged information, so it's allegedly. I was not there. As a human being, whenever I hear information, I will choose which one I believe and which one I choose not to believe. However, when it comes to reporting, I will report whatever it is that J Israel was saying. So J Israel is saying that, you know, there's this other woman who basically is sleeping with Pastor Alph Lukau, and then he's saying that they go to the penthouse, you know, and whatnot. Apparently this woman actually spoke to J Israel, and J Israel recorded the whole thing, so he's saying that he does have the receipt, okay? So he said that, you know, him and that woman's friendship actually basically broke because of the day that he saw that woman taking a picture with Pastor Alph Lukau's wife and calling her mama, you know, and all that stuff, and calling obviously Pastor Alph Lukau my father and all that. Y'all know how it goes down. So he said he asked her to say that, you know, how do you really feel when you know you've been sleeping with your father, and you know, you're out here with your mother, and you know, you're taking pictures and stuff. And then he said that from there she didn't basically like him or something like that, so the friendship did you know, And then he also said that, you know, like he said a lot of things, like, you know, people are paid obviously to fake miracles there. He said there's a house, you guys, in Lyndhurst. That house looks like, I wish I could be a fly and go to that house if honestly that house exists. Where he said that that's where people actually practice their stunts, you guys, the healing, fake miracles, the whatever, you know, and all those stuff. And so he did say a lot of things, you guys, but I feel like when it comes to Jay Israel, you can see that he's someone that, in my opinion, I would definitely say, I don't think that he's someone that is innocent in this whole thing. And I think he did also like talk about it, you guys, like he was also part of this. He was also part of, he knew what was happening, you understand, like he knew what was happening. Also like people that are in the protocols there, I guess, I don't know if they call protocols there. As I said, I've never watched a single service or anything like that, but people that are close to the pastor, you know, there are also videos out there now that are going around that, you know, he slept with another woman, made her fall pregnant allegedly, you know, and then he wants her to even have an abortion and stuff like that. And so it's just a lot of things, you guys, that Jay Israel was basically saying. But him, like, it's like, you know, the person we're looking for is Pastor Alph Lukau. He said a lot of things, obviously, as I'm saying to you guys, but for me, as I said, I don't think that he is innocent in all this. If he knows all this and he been knowing, it means that he was also a part of it, you guys. But if he chooses to say that, you know, I'm going to come out and I'm going to talk about it, we are going to crucify nobody for that. But at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, this is just that time where this corona is supposed to just let you sit down and think about your life, honestly. Don't let stress be too much, you know, in terms of like you now be at a level where you fail to actually see like maybe what God is trying to show you in this time. I'm not saying people should not go to their churches, but I'm simply saying that, you know, sometimes maybe you should just open your eyes a little bit more and look at certain situations. And please also do understand that it's not everything that everyone says then they're just basically attacking. You understand? Like nobody's attacking, like, and that's something that some of us have had to learn. But yeah, sometimes it's not a matter of like, you know, people are attacking you. So whenever you start to look at what and hear what someone is saying from a point of, okay, this person is not attacking me, let me give them an ear, let me listen to what they're saying, exactly what are they saying and stuff like that, you guys, I feel like it will make life a lot easier. And obviously with growth, obviously you guys know I'm girl just turned 30, so I'm just feeling a lot more wiser now. Like I'm in my 30s, you know, I've learned a lot in my 20s. But honestly, you guys, like, all I just have to say is that you do need to be very careful. You do need to be very, 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 very careful. And you do need to be very, very careful where you put your money at. Okay? Sometimes God is going to hold those blessings because he knows if he blesses you, your money ain't going to the right place. Okay? I do feel in South Africa we've got a lot of we do have a lot of, you know, poor people. We do have a lot of homeless people. We do have a lot of orphanages. We do have a lot of, you know, obviously I'm saying orphanages like where kids are there. Sometimes just take your money and donate there. Sometimes just do that. But anyway, my ninjas, I didn't want this video to be too long. And so yeah, that's basically what's happening. I am having flu, so I'm not feeling okay. I do have this horrible headache, so my energy is not as high, and that is the reason why. But I don't know what to say anymore. But honestly, you guys, this is really so funny. Because honestly, I do believe Elliot is out there. Please keep your phones, you know, keep your cameras on. I don't believe Elliot is dead. Elliot, wherever you are, come out. Please. And also on a serious note, I do feel like the CRL, if I'm not mistaken, that's how they're called. They do need to investigate this matter. They do need to reopen it and investigate. You guys also do need to remember that, you know, Pastor Mboro also went there to confront Pastor Alph Lukau, but they never opened those gates. So he was out there, you know, on his knees praying and you know, yelling, hey, come out here, you know, and tell us, hey, go to Nelson Mandela's grave and raise him and all those stuff. So I do feel like if the CRL does not want to lose credibility, they really honestly need to reopen this case, and it needs to be a public matter. Because as much as you guys, I feel we do have real churches, we also do have fake churches. And I'm not saying this one is fake. I'm simply saying this whole situation sounds very fake to me. So the CRL does need to actually investigate. If they need to do an interview with Jay Israel and ask him all these questions that he's saying, then they need to. He seems to say he has got proof. They need to find that. The way he's saying, it's like he has run away from South Africa. Maybe they will do it, video wise, I do not know. But you do also need to understand, like, what kind of an organization, like, you are in a church, but now you have to even run away for your life. Like, what kind of people are you dealing with? It just doesn't sound godly to me. Like, this whole situation just doesn't sound godly to me. But anyway, I love you, my ninjas. Stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.